It's Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room floor. It's Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room floor. Yeah, yeah. It's Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room floor.
How do you think you'd go in the modern dating world, Brendan, where your old habits, your bad manners, all that kind of stuff, people don't always like that stuff.
Hang on, what are you talking about? I reckon I would slay.
Do you think?
I would slay. I've got impeccable eating habits. If I can say that. I've got impeccable table manners. I'm a charming guest.
What do you make of this? A woman, she's 25 years old. She ghosted a guy. She was at dinner with him. Mm-hmm. She walked out on the first date within minutes of arriving. So she gets all dressed up to go to this first date with this guy. And they sit at the table. They're about to eat their meal. And she has said, this is a quote from her, "Not kidding, I just left a date because the man took out his retainer at the table."
Oh.
She said the string of saliva hanging from his mouth made her gag. Oh. She said, he didn't give me a warning or a heads up. Took them out sloppily, folded them into a dinner napkin. To me, that shows he has bad manners and no self-awareness. I said I was going to the bathroom. I left in an Uber. Once I left, I texted him saying I wasn't interested, and he has reached out to her a few times and she still hasn't told him why she ran away. She just has she's just ghosted him now.
But wouldn't he have the wherewithal to think, well, where did I go wrong? If I forensically drill down on this, okay, so I got the garlic bread.
Was it the flatulence?
What did I do? Was it taking the retainer out? Wouldn't he have self-awareness to say that was the reason?
But maybe he's had them for so long, he's forgotten that that's gross.
That is gross.
It is gross. And the people that have them know what to do. You go to the bathroom to take them out, or you pretend to get something out of your bag and you take it out. There's 1,000 ways you can, or you can say, do you mind, I've just got to take my retainer out, look over there, whatever it is, particularly on a first date. I had braces when I was younger, and a lot of people at school had the same thing, and you'd have those elastic bands around them, and half the time the teachers would try to dodge because every time you tried to open your mouth, they'd go ping, 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 ping. And maybe people are so used to this retainer stuff, they don't realise that, hey, that's not good table manners.
Because you don't see the kids with the braces and the rubber bands anymore, do you?
No.
No, my brother. Can I just say a rank story about my brother used to do? So he had that. He used to wear the headgear. Remember the headgear? It was so they put two metal things on the back molars. They'd surround the tooth and the headgear would attach to that.
So you'd only wear that at night?
Yeah. And so what happened, the metal things on his back teeth, he'd be able to pull them off. You're not supposed to, but it was like a sleeve on the tooth, but he'd bring it out and I'd be sitting just watching the TV and he'd go, "Hey, Bren." I go, "What?" And he goes, "Smell this." And
okay.
It was the worst.
You know I'm not good at that thing.
It was the worst. And he'd always go, hey, Bren. I go, "What?" And he'd go, and you just, it was... It's the worst smell. It's the worst smell.
I can't breathe. Did he ever do that on a date?
No, he was 14.
Remember that time I saw this footage? A woman was in, I'm not sure, she was in an Asian country, and she said, "This is what my date is doing." And they're at a noodle bar, and she's filming him, and he's sucking up the noodles through his nose.
Oh.
He's got them with chopsticks, and he's putting them into his nose, and they're going in. And she's just going, what level of horror is this?
Oh.
It's still not as bad as what your brother did.
Oh, that is the rankest thing.
But it's like those men that go on those dating websites. Yeah. A friend of mine, she's a beautiful girl, and she's a great person. And the men her age who are on those dating sites pose in their undies holding a fish.
Yeah.
Or they'll be sitting on the toilet with a thumbs up. Guys, get it together.
Yep.
Seriously, get it together. There's this trope that girls are so hard to please these days. Guys, That's not true.
Yeah,
just try a little bit harder.
Make a bit of effort. Go to the bathroom, take out your retainer there. Don't pull it out on the table.
And don't pose for a dating profile you're so arrogant that you think you, with your 70-year-old body in a pair of undies holding a fish, is going to do it.
What sort of fish?
See, you'd go if you date him.
Here, smell this. No thanks.
Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room floor. Yeah.
Well, it was sad to hear about James Earl Jones's passing, the distinguished actor and voice of Darth Vader. He passed away at the age of 93.
His voice has been the through line of some of our most famous films over the years.
Yeah. Darth Vader, he played Mufasa in The Lion King. He played in the dad in Coming to America, one of those great roles. He also was in Field of Dreams.
Yeah.
He had some great movies. We caught up with James Earl Jones. He was in town back in 2013 for Driving Miss Daisy. It was a stage play, and he played the driver, and Angela Lansbury was Miss Daisy. I went and saw it. It was an extraordinary night. It was great. That chat that we had with James Earl Jones was fantastic, and I think we should revisit it to pay homage to the late, great James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones has been called one of the greatest actors in American history, winning a Tony Award, a Golden Globe, Emmys, an Academy Award in his 50-plus year career. What an underachiever. He's in Sydney performing in Driving Miss Daisy, and he joins us this morning. James Earl Jones, hello.
Hello. Hi.
Do we call you James or James Earl? What's your first name?
I'm from the American South, and we all have three names down there. And there are two given names, not two last names, with hyphens.
So you're James Earl to
James
us.
Earl.
I feel like just getting you to read the phone book for me with your beautiful, beautiful voice. I was surprised to hear, though.
So are you talking to me or are you talking to James Earl?
I'm talking to James.
To you, of course.
Yeah, of course. I was just thinking.
Mine isn't beautiful.
Actually, Jonesy, you've actually got quite a deep voice, but next to James Earl, you sound like a squeaky fool.
I sound like a Cessna next to a 747.
But James Earl, you had a stutter when you were a child.
I'm still a stutterer, yeah.
Really?
But I work hard to work around it and use it and I try to be as clear as I can.
Has being a performer helped?
Absolutely. It has saved me, I think. I wouldn't say saved my life because I was not bad off being a mute. I was listening a lot and learning a lot. But the idea that the world is full of great words invented and created by great thinkers, the idea that I could say those words, things I would never have imagined, is very appealing to me. It was as a child. And now that I can say, I can do plays written by great authors, like the one we're doing now, Driving Miss Daisy.
Your role as Darth Vader, it's still so incredible. When you were asked to do the voice, did you imagine that it would resonate for so long?
None of us did. But when we did the second episode, we didn't know how to recapture what we had done, so we decided to keep it as simple as possible. And that was the key, really.
You've never used the voice for evil, like ringing up a pizza or anything like that?
I don't own the voice. George Lucas owns the voice, so I can't go on a talk show and
do it.
Speak as Darth Vader. I must always speak as myself.
But what about in your private moments? Say, like...
No, I once used it as a CB handle back in the days when, if you're driving great distances at night, you use a CB radio.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Citizens band. Well, I used Darth Vader as my handle.
Really?
And I'd freak truck drivers out, so I'd stop doing it. Because it was Darth Vader.
The role of Darth Vader was played by actor David Prowse. Did they set out to use his voice but change their mind?
Well, you see, David has a particular accent, and it was, I think, more of a tenor voice than a bass voice. So they had to search around for a bass, and they thought of using Orson Welles, but thought he'd be too recognizable, so they picked this guy who was born in Mississippi and raised in Michigan, who had a stutter, and that was me.
That's pretty cool.
Well, you give hope for people like me. That means that something could happen for me, James Earl.
Yes, Well, there's hope. There's hope. Every day there's hope.
Do you think there might be a chance they might be making Coming to America too? Maybe there could be a role for me in that.
You could play my white son.
Oh, I could be the white son. See, I love the idea of this.
And my son works.
It's the cutting room floor. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room floor. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's been much to do about the dad bod, hasn't there?
Were you happy with the advent of the dad bod? Because what the dad bod says is that women go for about, Chris Hemsworth. But in reality, a dad bod is something that women are very comfortable with and that women, in a way, lust after, because we're not just the visual creatures that men are. Personality, comfort, men who understand us, those are so high on the list that a dad bod, plus all the rest of that stuff, is a very nice package.
Well, Chris, when you look at by definition, is a father, and he's got a bit of a dad bod.
Not many people share that bod with him.
Well, talk to Elsa.
She won't allow it.
Elsa won't let that happen. I've always had, a layer over my abdominal area there, a layer of fat,
right,
more or less.
You're not a fat guy by any means.
I'm not a fat guy, but I don't have abs. I don't have those, the whole definition.
And if you starved yourself and exercised every day, like if you did the cover of the Men's Health thing,
they
came.
The agents one time said, "Would you go on the Men's Health thing? We'll do the transformation thing."
Did you say no?
And I just said, "Well, what's the work involved?" And they said, "You got to not drink beer anymore and just eat chicken breast for 6 weeks." They looked at my exercise regime and they said, "Well, it's pretty good. You do a lot of I paddle every day. I do a lot of paddling."
So what they were saying is, we can't get you to be the cover guy because you're doing all the work, but it's still not happening.
Yeah, it's still not. No, but if I suddenly just started eating seeds and chicken, then that's what would happen. I'd lose that weight.
But losing the weight's one thing. Losing the weight is one thing, but it's sculpting the body that's another, because men are now doing something called ab etching. And this is a surgical procedure. It's high-definition lipo, according to plastic surgeons. So liposuction can remove fat. But what this does is it gives you that six-pack and the V lines down the side. It sculpts it doesn't just remove the fat, it sculpts it into the shape, and not just the illusion of, the actual shape of those abs.
It's those flanky bits.
The flanky bits.
You like the flanky bits?
Oh, when I read books about the flanky bits, I like it, but I don't seek it out in real life.
Well, because you'd be a bit of a weirdo going around seeking out flanky bits.
But what they're saying is it's interesting now that more men are having this kind of surgery because social media influencers, men and women, are making it more acceptable for men to have procedures.
Well, remember the mayor of Geelong with the crazy hair and the pictures of Princess Diana dead in a car in his safe?
What was his name? Darren
Lyons.
I did a story with him in his home once, and he has in his kitchen a life-size statue of a woman with no pants on just bending over. It looked like one of those plastic bag dispensers, but that's not how it was being used.
Where you pull the bags out of?
Well, he wasn't using
That'd
it for that.
That'd be handy.
But for filming purposes, I had to put a tea towel over it.
Did you really?
I did.
I don't know about...
Why is she winking at me?
I don't know about graphic sort of sculptures in the kitchen.
No, well, or anywhere. I'm not into that stuff.
Graphic
he's
sculptures.
A quirky guy. He had lots of taxidermy and unusual things. But he loved his community so much, he ended up being mayor, as you say.
But now he lives up north.
Oh, does he?
In Cairns.
Does he? Did he take it with him? Because that's a selling point.
What, he took
and
Geelong
we've got
with
this in the kitchen?
Did he take them? Sorry, he took the sculpture. He would have taken the sculpture, surely. I might have a look on Gumtree.
Yeah.
See if it's there. Anyway, to him, he got the liposuction on his stomach, and a lot of people thought that he had abdominal muscles inserted, but they are his actual abdominal muscles.
Does it give you the illusion of like a teenage Ninja Turtle?
He looks like a teenage mutant Ninja Turtle.
A Ninja Turtle.
It's very hard to say when you're jazzed about a sexually explicit sculpture.
Brendan, get out of the kitchen. What are you cooking up in there?
What's happening there?
Would you ever, if you had to have something done, what would you have done?
I would probably get a bit of liposuction around my guts. I've never been happy with it because I've always just carried a bit of weight there. I would, and maybe get it right down to some like Iggy Pop. Iggy Pop, he looks like a stocking full of walnuts.
Yeah. He's always been that, though.
Yeah, but he's, dick and ribs like a greyhound.
But he's not aspirational in that way. He's not like a Chris Hemsworth. He's not even a Darren Lyons.
You look at Hemsy though; he has to do a lot of effort. There's a lot of seeds. There's a lot of chicken.
And same with Hugh Jackman. And when they're in the off season of having to bulk up like that,
they get a bit of condition on.
Or they lose condition. They just look like normal men.
Yeah. So you got to. It's a hard road to hoe once you start working out.
Or once you join Marvel, you go, oh, okay. Oh. How long have I got to get? Imagine the phone call. Hey, great news. Someone's dropped out of a major film. You're starting tomorrow. It's a Marvel film. You go, oh, where are the laxatives?
I'd like to be the Thing. Remember they got Michael Chiklis to do the Thing? He was the Thing.
What shape did the Thing take?
They were the Fantastic Four. It was that big rock thing. It's clobbering time. You remember him?
Oh, yeah.
So that's the
I was thinking of Thing from Addams Family.
The Hand. Imagine getting that call. Great role for you. You're going to be in the Addams Family.
They loved your audition.
What am I? At the very least, I could be Uncle Fester. Yeah. That's on. You're going to be the Thing. You're just the hand that runs around.
But so important. You hold the whole thing together.
I saw what you did there.
Nice.
Yeah. Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room floor. Yeah. The cutting room floor.
Do you still wear a Fitbit?
I love my Fitbit.
What do you use it for?
Just to see my telemetry. I love telemetry. When I'm watching the Bathurst V8s, I like to see when they put all the screens on the screen and you're watching the car go through the gears and all that sort of stuff.
So does your Fitbit tell you all your fitness stats and it goes to your phone? And how often do you look at it?
Yeah, do you want to see, for example, let me just indulge me for a minute there, Amanda. I'm glad you asked. I'll just go to my Fitbit app. So, for example, right now, I had 6 hours and 6 minutes of sleep.
Well, that's not much.
Exercise days, 2 of 5 this week. Hang on, I did exercise on Monday.
Here we go. You're fighting with your Fitbit.
And my heart right now is beating at 71 beats per minute.
How about I show you this picture of Jennifer Hawkins?
Ooga. My resting heartbeat is 54.
I have a Apple iWatch thing, and I'm a slave to it. I don't look at the results on the phone. I just look at my watch and see how many steps I've done. I'm just obsessed with steps.
I've seen you yelling at your watch.
Oh, very much so, because it will say time to move. And I think, I can't move right now, thank you. I'm playing musical chairs. So I have and also I might go to the gym and I'll forget to take it and I'll go, what is the entire point of being here?
Why am I here?
Why am I here? I'm only doing it to impress my watch. Well, the reason I bring this up is that there's such a thing called Strava. This is where it's a fitness app where people upload, like you do with your Fitbit, but onto your own phone. But it keeps your stats of your fitness levels, how many steps you've done.
But Strava, you share that with other people.
You can. And you can probably with all these.
You can with your Fitbit, but I don't do that.
You can with all of these. You can have a group of friends you share it with. You can see how you're competitive with people around the world if you want to, blah, blah, blah. Well, what's happened now is people who are taking all this stuff very seriously are paying others to do the run for them and upload the info.
No.
Yeah, it started in Indonesia. Yeah. Some young guy started doing it and thought it would just be a joke. And more people were asking him to do it. And now it's become a thing. It's like Airtasker for your fitness. Sometimes when I'm walking with the dog or she's running around like a fool, not as much now because she's getting older, I've wanted to put my Fitbit on her and let the steps count for mine. So they'd noticed that my gait had changed slightly and I was sniffing bums.
No, that sounds like Amanda to me. Take it out of the greyhound track.
Yeah.
Off you go, Minnie.
Because also those apps record all kinds of unusual activity.
Well, remember Rupert Murdoch had a Fitbit app, and I don't know if this is an urban myth or not, but it's worth talking about. And all the family were the kids and Rupert and then wife Jerry Hall were all gathered in on the same Fitbit.
Well, you'd want to see how fit Rupert was because you think, is today the day?
And anyway, well, he is pretty fit because apparently at 9 o'clock at night there was regular activity at 9 o'clock each night.
For how long?
For the prescribed time, about 5 minutes.
Prescribed time. That'll do you, Jez.
5 minutes is all right. So all the kids went, okay, Dad, that's probably enough of that.
Take Dad off the app.
Let's get off the app.
Yeah.
I'm pretty impressed with that Rupert. He's an old fella. He's doing all right. I'm certainly not getting that action. You look at my Fitbit.
No, Helen asked some guy in Indonesia to take care of
While mine's flatlining it.
It's Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room floor. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room floor. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. It's time for Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room floor. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Are you ready for more?
Hang on. Sorry.
Hang on.
Yeah.
You good? Yeah. This is just Amanda warming up before the cutting room floor.
I'm ready. Hello.
Ah, hello.
Hello.
Cutting room floor. What's on it?
Well, let's talk about the fact that Taylor Swift has endorsed Kamala Harris.
A bold move, because I've noticed, if anything, Trump supporters are very dogged about their support of Donald Trump. Any alternative, and you're some sort of woke lefty who wants migrants to live in your house and eat all your ducks.
Well, they already think that
cats and
Taylor
dogs.
Swift is a woke lefty, so she's got nothing to lose by endorsing Kamala Harris. The thing in America, we have compulsory voting here. They don't. And so someone liking Trump, someone liking Kamala Harris isn't enough to get them to vote. You have to turn fans into voters. You have to actually activate them to get out of their houses. They vote during the week. They don't even have a weekend voting system. And so it's actually harder in terrible weather conditions, all of that, to get people to leave their houses to vote during the week when they're trying to work and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
So it's not easy to convert people who have a vague interest in who runs the country into actual voters. But that's what Taylor Swift has done. That's what's interesting about this. So this is what Taylor Swift has said. Part of what she said is, I think she's steady-handed, a gifted leader, and I believe we can accomplish so much more in this country if we're led by calm and not chaos. With love and hope, Taylor Swift, childless cat lady. She's talking about childless cat ladies because this is what Trump's running mate, J.D. Vance, has said the world's going to be run by childless cat ladies if Kamala Harris gets her hands on it. So more than 337,000 people have clicked on the voter registration link that Taylor Swift put when she tweeted that. So she's put up a voter link on her socials, and more than 337,000 people have registered to vote. Because not only do you have to turn up to vote, you have to register to vote. A number of steps before you get to the voting.
Like you do here,
poll.
we register to vote here.
That's right, but it is compulsory. There are a number of steps to get through to convert people to being voters. So that's extraordinary. Do you know how many social media followers Taylor Swift has? Have a guess.
Oh, it's like 2 million.
550.5 million.
Whoa.
That's how many followers Taylor Swift has.
Whoa.
I just Googled it. 550.5, don't forget them, million followers. So the power of that woman to maybe turn an election, maybe not, but the power of her endorsement is quite extraordinary. Elon Musk, who's been moving further and further right, and in some people's eyes kind of bonkers actually, he's in Trump's pocket. But he's been responding very strangely to a variety of things. Here's what he said about Taylor Swift. He has said, "Fine, Taylor, you win. I'll give you a child and guard your cats with my life." This is a man twice her age saying, "I'll give you a child and guard your cats with my life." People are saying it's weird, it's bizarre, it's just unusual.
Yeah, obviously he's joking. Is he joking?
What's the joke?
Well,
meaning I'll give you a child, you won't be childless anymore.
Yeah.
But what a rude thing to say to a powerful young woman. What a dumb thing to say to a powerful young woman. Do you know who's one of the people who's commented on this? Well, actually, I saw a tweet and I was hoping it was real. It was her boyfriend, Travis Kelce.
Yep.
And it said, "You may not know this, but I'm college educated. I have a degree. Elon, you like to think I'm a bit of an idiot, but I can turn you into a pretzel." Sadly, it wasn't real.
Yeah.
That bit wasn't real. Elon Musk's tweet is real, but his isn't. But a number of people have come out, one of whom is Elon Musk's own estranged daughter. She's a transgender child.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And they said, yes, I saw the tweet. And hilariously, they have said tweet because it's now known as X. I saw, quote, the tweet. I don't really have anything to add to it. It's just abhorrent. That much is obvious. And if you don't see how, then you're part of the problem.
So this is why Elon Musk hates the trans, is because his daughter is one. I always thought that if you had a transgender member in your family, you might be a bit more sympathetic to that. But then it might be those things when someone comes home and said they're gay and the parents turn their back on them.
Or maybe he was anti-trans before his daughter transitioned. Maybe they transitioned in light of his comments. You just don't know what order of events that was.
Yeah.
But Elon Musk, who, remember we've spoken before on the show about this, how I wasted a crush on Elon Musk years ago.
I used to like him.
He was so scientifically interesting.
Yeah.
He was pushing the boundaries. He's looking at ways to store solar power in batteries. He had electric cars. I thought, what an interesting man.
Mm-hmm.
And now I think, what a nut job.
Yeah.
I've wasted a crush on him. It's like someone I know had a crush on Boris Johnson. I mean, oh my God, what a wasted crush that was.
A wasted crush.
A wasted crush.
The crazy cat ladies of the world have made their choice.